like a brief introduction to React last week. And so this week, I'm just going to continue from where we stopped. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So last week, we gave a basic introduction to React. Okay, we gave a basic introduction to React. And when I said React is like a JavaScript library, is a user interface library, and we use it for building UI components. And then I gave you reasons why we use React, and then why I'm using React with Firebase. And then we went ahead to set up our Firebase as backend, and we set up our accounts, created our apps and all. And we also, I think this is where we stopped. We integrated our Firebase into our React app, if I'm correct. So if that's where we all are, because this is where I plan to start from. So if you stopped like here, which is integrating our Firebase to React, where we created the Firebase.js file and added our Firebase config, which we got from Firebase console. So this can you put in the chat if you are actually there, so that we can just get started with creating our login and registration form. I hope you can hear me too. Please.
Yes, sounds good.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, so
yeah, so if people can put in the chat whether they were able to get to this point from the first section or from the part one of this presentation.
yeah.
So this is adding the firebase.js file and setting up the Firebase config to the React app.
Yes. So is there like anyone that is here? Because since today we have to leave room for questions, we have to go faster than last week. And then hopefully my internet doesn't have any breaking transmissions.
Yeah, I don't see any questions in the chat, so I think that we're okay to keep going.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Okay, so we'll first of all go on to build our registration form, which is basically just a form, a normal HTML form. But first of all, we have to define our components. So in React, we have class components and we have functional components. So class components are like class, whatever your component is. Oh, there's a message in the chat. Oh, okay. Thank you, Cecilia. Then class, maybe registration, extends React components. So this is how we'll like define a class component. But for this, I'm going to be using a functional component. So functional component is just like defining a function. So we're going to use constant registration is equal to this, and then we also have to export default registration so we can import it from any other file we want to import it. Okay, I think that's more. Okay, the URL of the post. Okay, so when you can name it constant registration, you can name it constant register, any name you feel like, or maybe sign up. But for us to be able to view whatever we want to see, since it's a function, we have to return whatever GSX we are passing in. So I remember I told you we are using GSX for our React for React, we use GSX for React, and then so this is how we do it. Okay, so why am I getting an error? Oh, okay, expression X. So I'm just going to put a div here, like set up a div and then create a label. Okay, let me give it a class name actually. So to define a class in React, you use class name instead of the normal class which we use in HTML. So class name, let's give it a class name of register. Register. And then I'm going to put here, so a label, create a label. Yeah, and the label is going to be email address. And then we have an input file. Sorry, input. So our input is going to be of type email. Type email, yes, and then, oh, sorry, this should not have closing tag. Should have a self-closing tag. Yes. Then just to maybe autofocus and then required so that we make it compulsory to be filled. And then we are going to do the same thing for password too. So give a label, password, and then input type equal password, and then this keeps doing this. It should be self-closing. So I'm going to add autofocus and then required. So yes, we could also add for okay. So then under this, I'm going to create a button where we can submit. So this will be like button which has register, and then we also have like a tag here. CP tag that says already have an account. So login. Okay, so this is just a normal form that we use. So for me to be able to view this form here, all I have to do is go to our app.js here and then remove this app.logo and everything, and then import our registration. So I have to delete this out. So I'm going to import registration from slash component slash registration, and then registration like this. And so when I go back to this place, I should, when I reload, I should see a form. It's reload, it's loading. Oh, it is taking time. Okay. Okay. Compiled. Yes, so we have a form, although it's not, so fine and all. So we have a form. So this is how you display a page. Every page comes into the app components here. this app file. So this app is also function. App is also a component that is also called here in the index. Yeah. So you see that it says React DOM.render React strict mode then app here. So instead of coming here to add all our applications, all we have to do is add it to the app file here, and then everything automatically renders. So I'm going to do the same thing for the login. So I'm just going to copy it since the login is also this. So login. Then I'm going to change this to login, and then I'll be like, don't have an account, so you can register. Okay. So same thing for login here. So if I add my login here, let me import it first. So import login from components / login. So login. So yeah, okay. So what this does is that we see that it automatically renders under the application. There's so many. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay. So we see that it's rendered under each of them. That's because I put like the two applications directly under. So for us to be able to navigate from one page to another, instead of seeing it like this, which we want, that's when we use React Router. And I remember telling you in our last webinar that we should install React Router. So I'm sure we all did when we're installing our app and everything. So we're going to like now make use of React Router now. So to use React Router, so we're just going to import browser router as router. So we need router, we need routes. I'm going to just be explaining briefly on what's route. We need routes, and then we need navigate. Yes. So we're going to be installing it from React Router. So if you've maybe used React Router before, or maybe another version, this route is the same thing as switch here. And this navigate will probably be, I think, history. Use history, something like that. Yes. So, but the new React Router version 9 uses router, routes, navigate, and so on. So what we are going to do here is that we're going to create different routes. So we're going to create a route for our login. We're going to create a route for our registration. And then we are going to create a route whereby when our app loads, it goes exactly like directly to the app. For example, since I want maybe just when immediately anybody logs into my application or opens my app, I want them to go straight to login. So I'm going to create a path which leads them straight to login. Sorry. So first of all, you have to wrap it inside a router, and then inside the router, you get routes. So routes is what allows them to switch between different routes. So this routes here now contain single routes. So we're going to have, first of all, a general route. So the components of routes include path, then we have elements. Elements being the components you want it to render. And then we also have exact. So exact just means it should like load exactly that page, because there might be sometimes maybe you want to maybe go to, for example, if you have maybe slash, let me see, slash, okay, let me say slash blog, and then, or slash post, and then you want to go into a single post, then you have slash post slash what number of post or something like that. So maybe you have slash post slash first post, maybe one, like this. So in that case, the route might not be exact, but in this case, since we are just using a single login for it or a single registration, we don't have any like inner route we want to go to, so we're just going to use exact for it. But even if you don't include exact, it automatically comes with like exact is true, except you want to set exact as false. So we have the part, then we have elements. So it's also a self-closing tag. So now I said we're going to create a general part. So general part is slash. So automatically, if he sees this slash, whatever element I put here is what is going to render here. So, but what I'm going to do here is that I want it that anytime my app loads up, I want it to navigate to login /login. And also, so that it's not be like I'm confusing you. Okay, it has to be in a curly bracket. As you create a route, it automatically creates a route. For example, now, okay, so let me just write it as an example. So I'm going to create a route with a path of /login and an element of login, which is a login component. So with that, now React has automatically associated /login with this login component. So anywhere I put /login, it automatically knows that that the element is going to render is this login component. So the same thing I'm going to do for registration, which is routes. Then I want a part of maybe /register. Then I'm going to give it an element of registration. Okay. So these are all the routes we have. So if I go back to my page now, now I have an error. I said export browser router imported as React router was not found. Okay, so that means I have an error here. Oh, okay, I think I used React router instead of React router DOM. Yes, so React router DOM. So you see that it renders the login page first. Why is this thing showing here? Can I hide it? And we also see the route here because I want to show you the route. So the route is /login here. So if I go to change the route and put /register, I have this. So this is the same form, but you can see you already have an account login. Then if it's /login, don't have an account register. So that's the summary of using routes. So I already put a link in my slides, which I'm going to share at the end, so that you can learn more about routes and you can also ask me if you need any help. So let's try to style our form a bit. It's looking not so fine at all. So all our styles, all general styles goes to app.css, but you can also create your personal styles if you want, and then just render it. So I'm going to remove all of this because I don't need them. Okay, so first of all, created a login and registration. Oh, I did not change this form yet. So login, yes, okay. So let's call it so let's do dot login and dot register. So let's give it a height, a general height of 100 view height, then a width of 100 view width. Then let's display its flex so that we can center it. Display flex, then align items so that you can align vertically, center, and then justify content, center. So I think that should center it first. Yeah, it's loading very slow. Then, okay, I'm waiting for it to load. I don't want it to waste my time, actually. Okay, so it's centered like this. So I want to center, like, okay, make this stack up on top of each other because this is a display flex here. Is automatically displaying on that. So under here, yeah, I can just give it here, then make flex direction column. Let's see, that should do it. Yeah, flex direction column. Then give it a padding of 30 pixels, and then let's see, background color. Let's give it DC, and then let's align the text to center. Okay, yeah, let's see. Okay, so let's style the label and then the input. So for the label, let's say .login. Let's just say label, since that's just the only label we're going to have there. So font size, let's say 14 pixels. Let's give it a margin bottom 5 pixels to give it more space. Then text align, it's aligned left. And then let's give it a font weight of bold. So I'm just going to rush through the styles so that I can just make it look more presentable. Okay, so it's bold like this, and then 5 pixels. How much should I increase this to 10 pixels? Yeah, okay. So let me style the input to input. So give it the padding of 10 pixels. Font size. Font size of 18. And so I'll leave the margin bottom maybe 10 pixels too. So let's see. Okay, have it smart, so much better. Then the button, let's start the button too. So button, yeah, so let's give it the font size of 18 pixels, just general styles. Then let's give it the margin bottom of 10 pixels. Let's give it, okay, I give it the background so that it can be different of white. Then let's see, maybe a padding of 10 pixels. Okay, so yeah. Okay, this looks like much more presentable. Remove the border. But then okay, yeah. Oh, well, I think I like the border better. Okay, so yeah, this is it like that. So if you go to the register, it should, yeah, like the same. So okay, I'm just going to add this here. So I'm going to create this span inside here so that when I click on register, it can automatically lead to the registration page. So like with that, I'm going to use an on click. And remember how I told you that we can use navigate. So I'm going to import navigate here, but a different navigate like that. So I'm going to say use navigate, import use navigate from React router. So use navigate also the same way helps you to like go from one page to another. So for example, let me just do this constant navigate is equal to use navigate. Okay. So for example, if I put an on click there and I just do navigate here, supposed to be function. So navigate, and then maybe I put, if I want to go back to the previous page, I think I should use -1 or something like that. Okay, so this is register. So is it register? I put this in login. Okay, so login. Let's go to the formal page. So if I click here, oh, I cannot really remember how to use it because I'm used to using the previous one, which is use history for it. But so that I will answer questions later and hopefully I remember later. So to register, I'll just use /register here, and then I'll do the same thing for login. So here, so I'll just create a span, login, then create an on-click function here, and then navigate to / already have an account /login. This should be /register. Yes. So if I did not like create import navigate here, so import is navigate, import from React router. Okay, so sorry if I'm rushing. I just want us to finish this fast. So constant navigate is equal to use navigate. And please, if you have any question, you can just unmute yourself and ask me. Okay, so that should do it. Oh, I'm supposed to go back. So yeah, so if I click here, it goes to register. If I click here, it goes to login like that. So that way our React router is done. You can just change this pointer to cause. So that will be for maybe later. So let's now connect, like set up our sign up and sign in method. So first of all, we're going to create our sign up method. So go to registration. Okay, we're already in registration. So first of all, I'm going to like create use ref. So use ref, what it helps you do is helps you to like retain maybe previous information. So for example, when it's constant email ref equals to use ref. So we're going to start use ref as null. So if somebody maybe has logged in before, and then so that it's just like is it, I've forgotten the name in HTML, such that it displays your email back for you, just like Google tells you to save your email and password, that kind of thing. So it will like render it in the button there. So I'm going to now put it here as a value. So our value will be the email ref. So whatever previous email you've used before to log in from like your form, it kind of retains it for you. So that's what it does. So we're going to create the same for password ref. So constant password ref. And it's not compulsory actually, but I like using it. And also when I like using it because if you are in a situation where you are pulling maybe information from an API, maybe you have a web page and then you try to maybe get updates from an API or maybe create from an API. If you use the use ref or create ref, we also have create ref. So it automatically like auto fills that data for you or any previous data that has been there before, so you can have access to it. So same thing, yeah, value is equal to password ref. Okay. Okay, so then we're just going to write our sign up function. So constant sign up, sign up, pass an event. So to prevent it from refreshing again, we will prevent default. Then to like create a user in Firebase. First of all, remember when we created our auth, like exported our auth here. So now we have to import our auth here because we are going to use it. So import auth from, we're going to import it from Firebase. That's where we exported it from here, Firebase. Yeah. Okay, so to create a user in Firebase, we use create user with email and password. Like this is a keyword for creating it. Then inside we use auth, then we use e dot to get the value. So we use e dot email ref, which stores the value, dot value, cover e dot password ref dot value. So it's like you're creating a user with email and password, then passing the authentication from Firebase, passing the email value, and then passing the password value. Then after then, so put dot then. Let me continue it from down. Okay. So dot then, so immediately it creates it. All I want it to do is like show me the or console.log the user. So console.log the user. But if there is an error, you should catch the error. Catch error. And then console.log the error. So this is basically how to go about this. So we are just going to pass our sign up function into this here. So that's on click. Yeah, on click button, it should sign up here. So that is how to create connect your sign up, create a user when you're using Firebase. Then for login is also almost the same thing. The only difference is you're going to sign in using email and password. So we're going to change this to sign in here. And then here, instead of create user with email and password, you're going to use sign in with email and password. So sign in with email and password. Oh, I made a mistake here. So it's in Tamilkis. So let's not forget to import our authentication from here. Import ports from Firebase. Yes. Okay, so in our login button here, we're just going to add one click here and then sign in. So this is it. So fine. Oh wow, I forgot to import useref. Imagine. So useref is also from React. So useref. Yeah. Oh, I imported useref. Yeah, okay. What error am I getting? Okay. I did not import sign in with email and password and create user with email and password. So yes, we are also supposed to import that. I forgot that. You're supposed to create user with email and password and import it from Firebase /authentication. So the same thing for signing with user and Firebase. So import sign in with email and password from Firebase /auth. Okay, so that should do the trick. And here I've not used my email ref, so value is equal to email ref, and then value here is equal to email. Oh yeah, and I also made a mistake actually somewhere in both of the forms actually. So I used value here. Yes, I can like prefer it like use value here, but what I meant to do here was ref. So I'm supposed to use ref. So it should reference the password ref. So sorry, please correct it with me. Sorry, so ref email ref. Yeah. I just realized I made that mistake, and here I put it in the wrong place to email ref and password ref. Oh, sorry, ref is equals to password. Okay, I can cancel this and cancel this. Okay, so yeah, mistake. I think I'm missing an R somewhere. R somewhere. Login. Yes. So Firebase. Yes. Found it. Okay. Export signing in was not found in Firebase /port. Okay. Oh, I don't know why it's saying that, except I know
Does
I have the
password
error.
need to be capitalized? Maybe?
Exactly. Thank you.
No problem.
So that's it. Yeah. So I think I should clear all the errors. Finally. Yeah, well,
Oh, I think you need to maybe also JSON parse the email ref because it's saying object when you
yeah. It's not supposed to be saying that actually. So I think, well, why am I getting that? There's no ref is email ref and password ref.
so it needs to do JSON.parse and then the email ref. I'm not sure
Here,
why
right?
though. I think
I'm not
so.
sure why though. I don't think like
Yeah.
this is basically how I actually do it. So let's see. Maybe it's because I used null. If I use
and null is an object, I think. And
yeah, it's back. Wait, it's
okay.
back just like that, and I didn't do anything. Okay,
Yeah,
I
so when
changed
you
this
change
to.
it.
I changed to a screen. No, I just want to check if actually that's the error. Okay, so I don't understand.
Did it save in VS Code?
Yeah, it's saved. Okay, I mean like the error is gone.
Yeah.
And I've changed it back to null. So I'm trying
It could
to
just
like
be React theme.
yeah,
Sometimes I
being
just have
React.
things, just have to
Yes,
resave it
sometimes
and then it works again.
exactly. So sometimes you just have to like refresh it
Oh yeah.
for it to work. So sometimes React can just be React. Okay, so we're done with connecting it. But lastly, so that we will know if we successfully registered or signed in, I want us to create like a dashboard, like an home page, which we can like view to just be a simple home page. So I'm just going to call it home.js. And then I'm going to import React. And then just constant home equals. And I'm just going to return a div which just tells me, yay, finally. Okay, so I'm just going to like export. Okay, so I've created the home, so I have to go to my app.js to create the route here. So route, then the paths, let's just make it /dashboard, and then element would be home. So I'm going to import home from /component then /home. So home that way. So I've created /dashboard here, so I can just go into my registration, and then after creating it, the user then can just navigate to /dashboard for me, and then same thing here to log in. You just navigate dashboard and we log in. Yes. Okay, so let's try it out. I'm going to open my inspect element so that I can see the console and see whether it's okay. So let's register. Oh wow, we have an error. Read properties, assign up, reading value, sign up, reading value. What value exactly? Okay. So let me just do it. Let's just do the error the way I like doing it. Let's console.log first when I it's not even getting there at all. Site registration 13. Yeah, it's here. So why is it not showing? Let's see. Okay. It's not even console.log at all. Okay. There's no value there. Okay, let's see.
When you're calling the sign-in function, does it need to pass through E? You know, it should automatically do that. I also just wanted to give a time check as a little. There's less than 10 minutes left, so.
Oh yeah, actually, you know what? I am the one with the error, actually. So you just have to forgive me for this. So mirror dot. This is what I was supposed to do. Get the current value of the email ref and the passport ref.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's not tied to the actual event. It's whatever value is saved in state. That makes sense.
So that is just me being me there.
Yeah, we've all been there for sure.
And password ref dot current dot value. Okay, so I hope I wrote this correctly. Yeah. Okay, so that should do the trick now. Right? Yay, I'm finally here. Yay, finally we're here. So it's printed our user for us. So this is the auth here. So email is not verified, and phone number. So the other things we can add, email, besides email, you can add phone number, you can add photo URL. Firebase doesn't really give so much maybe varieties for like creating a user. So it's just like limited to maybe display name, and then the user has to be created before you can add a display name, phone number, and every other thing. So yeah, we're finally here. But then one last thing before I finish, in this home, I want to add like a logout so that we can log out here. So I'm just going to quickly add the button here to log out. The logout button, and then I'm going to create a function to handle logout. And log out. Okay, it's got this. Yeah. So to handle logout is just basically sign out. I have to import that too from React and Firebase. Sorry, I said React and Firebase from Firebase auth too. So I have to import auth. Then I want it to navigate to /login. Okay, so I'm going to import auth /Firebase. I'm going to import sign out from Firebase /auth, and then I'm going to import use navigate from React router. So while I'm importing all this, let's say like, okay, so this is me doing it like a really long way. So I can just React gives you the opportunity to just like create a single component where you can call everything like you need, and then you just like import it directly instead of doing it like this way I'm doing it. So hopefully maybe I might write maybe a blog or something on how to optimize your React apps so that you can, your components can be reusable. So just going to add this, log out, and then click, go sign out. Okay, sign out. Then I'm just going to add, center this here. So just add this here. Oh, why is it not centered? Okay, so it's not centered. Well, it should get centered. So if I click log out, okay, sign out is not a function. That's what I'm getting here.
Is it imported?
Yeah, I think I did import it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
do you have to declare it? Do you have to say, oh no, it's right there. Okay.
I actually wrote sign out instead of undo logout.
Okay. Oh, React.
So yeah, we are back here. Okay, so register. Register. So you see, when I try to register again using the same email, I'm getting an error here which says my email is already in use. Yeah, so I can't register with the same email again, actually. But I can log in. I can log in back to my account. Yeah.
Oh, there's a dashboard is just a typo in the code.
Oh, yeah. So many typos here. Just have to forgive me for making these mistakes.
Line 16.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. It happens all the time, and that's why it's, this is good. We're learning how to read the error messages and figure out what's going on. So
okay, so login and then yay, yeah. And then I can log out. Okay, so I just want to quickly, that's basically the end. But I just want to show you the user I created here. No, this is not for a desktop. I guess this will be it. Yeah. So my user is automatically created here when I created the user. So if I decide to create another user, so let me use gmail.com. Same password and register. Yeah. So, and let me refresh. I would find the user I created here. So here I can manage my users on the Firebase console. I can manage my users and then delete any user I don't want or any other thing, reset the user's password. So yeah, that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This was really great. I appreciate it. Glad we were able to get through everything. Thank you so much for the good questions from the chat. Definitely keep an eye out for, I think they're going to combine the recordings from the section 1 and section 2, but definitely keep an eye out on our YouTube channel for the recording.
Yeah. So, don't know. Okay. Can we take questions? If anybody has questions, maybe just like 5 minutes. If anybody has any question, or you can also message me directly if you don't want to ask here. You can find me on LinkedIn as my name, and then I'm also on the Slack channel, the Women Who Code group. So like any question at all.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much. I don't see any questions in the chat, so I think that we're all set. And thanks so much for your time today. And we will see you on Slack and look forward to the next event for Women Who Code Front End.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
All right, bye.